Támogatónk a Data Expert. Adatokat csak tiszta forrásból. Progén Goldex Kft. Professzionális élelmiszeripari megoldások. Modell és hobbi. A modellautóbázis. Reklámépítészeti megoldások a G-Ban Partners Kft-től.
Nagyon nagy szeretettel köszöntök mindenkit itt a Parkfermé Historikban, most még magyarul, hiszen azt hiszem megint ugrunk egy lépcsőfokot, hiszen a Historikban még sose volt külföldi versenyző. Most viszont itt van velem egy úriember Malajziából, aki nem picit nyert, mert világbajnok ralliban, úgyhogy elég nagy szemmel nézek én föl rá, és nem csak világbajnok, hanem Ázsia-Pacificot is nyert egy 3-szor a ize véget, úgyhogy majd erről fogom kérdezni. De először is, but first of all, Karam, it's a pleasure to meet you with you here.
Thank you.
But first of all, I would like to asking the real pronunciation of your name, because in a Hungarian viewer, the Malay name is so strange. So how you can pronounce your name?
Karamjit
Karamjit Singh.
Karamjit Singh.
Perfect.
But my friends call me Karam.
Karam.
Yeah.
It's easier for me, so I would like to be your friend.
Call me Karam. Yeah, you can be my friend, of course.
So Karam, tell the story of your first touch and first connection of the motorsports.
Okay. Well, you know, my story is, I think, like every other rally driver. Since you are young, you love cars, and I used to, buy motor magazines and buy the toy cars, and the first time I started driving was when I was 10 years old. Yes, my auntie's Peugeot 204.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So, and I drove it very well, no mistakes, everything. I drove it for 4 days because my parents and my auntie and uncle had gone for holiday, and
you steal it.
My auntie's car was there, and I drove it until they came back. So yeah. And then the neighbor told my uncle, your nephew was driving the car around, and but my uncle checked the car, perfect. The car is nothing wrong. Only no more fuel. Petrol is finished because I was driving around. Yeah, so I used to follow motorsport, and then in 1982, I saw a rally. First time I saw a rally video, okay, and the great Ari Vatanan. I mean, he's my idol. I started rallying because of Ari Vatanan, because I saw that video, and he was driving for Ford team that time, Ford Escort Mark II, BDA, in the RAC rally. Wipers was full speed, very slippery, and drifting high speed. And of course, he won the rally. And then after watching that rally for 1 hour, I told my friends, I said, I want to become like him. I want to become world champion like him, and I want to become a rally driver as a profession. So from that day, I started learning more about rally in local rallies in Malaysia. I used to help the organizers, to do arrow planting, all sort of things, start marshal, finish marshal, and then also what you call sweeper car. Sweeper car, right?
Yeah.
When you go at the end, and if anybody is stuck, you pull them out. So I did that from 1982 until 85. And then 85, I got a chance to
drive
my first rally in my father's Peugeot 404.
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful car, fantastic handling car, Yeah, so that was my first start. And then 86, I bought a very old Datsun 120Y. But former factory car, but unfortunately the condition was very bad. The car had too many accidents and the body was cracking up, so that was a big mistake. Then the following year, in 87, I bought a Ford Escort Mark II, just like Ari Vatanan was driving. So I started doing very well, started having good results after driving the Ford Escort Mark II. And then 1988, I bought a Toyota Corolla hatchback, with all the Toyota performance parts, also from the ex-factory car, with all TRD, and that I was doing very well. I was even beating the professional drivers with that car.
How was your first win? Because in my biography, there is in 1993 the first official win in the first level, the Malaysian Championship.
Yes. So 1988, I was winning always the 1600 class. So middle of the year, I got a phone call and the Proton team Proton, the boss called me, he said, come and see me. And I went to see him and he said, you drive for me now. Because they always lose to me, you know. So he said, okay, you drive for me.
If you cannot beat it, buy it.
Yeah, buy it. So I joined them in 1988 until 2005. I started off with they gave me the slowest car, the 1.3 front wheel drive. And then slowly I got the 1.5 front wheel drive, then the 1.6 twin cam with the twin Webers. And then in 1993, they finally gave me the supercar, which was 4-wheel drive, 2-liter 4-wheel drive turbo with more than, I think it was about 380 horsepower.
It was the similar car than the Lancer Evo 3?
No, Mitsubishi Galant VR4.
The Galant VR4.
Yes.
And this year was your first real foreigner driving in the Dubai International Rally too.
That was 94.
94.
Yeah. 93, I was winning all the rallies in Malaysia. And then 94, we went to Indonesia. We went to Dubai. But Dubai, unfortunately, we didn't finish. We had an oil leak. So, but yeah.
And 1994, you had the first WRC event in England.
In England.
Network Q.
Yes, Network Q.
It was because of Vatanen to choose the Network Q?
My team chose it, actually, yeah. But of course, I met Ari Vatanen many times. In 1994, he came to Malaysia, and we challenged each other together, and he beat me by 1 second. So, yeah, so things like that. And then again, I met him in the Hong Kong to Beijing rally.
In 1995, it was a strong season because you won the Malaysian Championship, which is huge, and you have several WRC events, and there was a category production car.
Yes.
Top 6 results, which are really, really unique because you are come from a part of the world which is far from the main main field of rallying. Yeah. The others, how they look at you, and how was your income to the rallying, to the world rallying world?
You mean the foreign, when
Yeah.
I go to, okay. In the beginning, I think they were not so, like, who is this guy coming? We don't know him. Is he going to be fast or is he going to be slow? So there were some times when some drivers complained, why is he starting in front of me? Maybe he will slow me down. So of course, once they saw me driving, and then now we are all friends. We have all become, because, rallying, there's a good camaraderie.
In 1996, there was a first podium in Production Cup in Australia, which is also huge because it was only just 3-4 years with the new cars, with the 4-wheel drive cars. Yes. How do you remember with the first trophy in WRC?
I think I finished 3rd in Group N in Australia. Yes. So of course, very happy to have, because it's World Championship. So, you'll be very proud and everything. But the following year, actually in Indonesia, which also was WRC, we actually won Group N.
And you finished in 6th overall.
6th overall.
Which is still the best results of yours.
And yes, 6th the best. And I also got 1 point. WRC point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange.
With the Group N car.
With the Group N car.
Yes.
Okay, in Rally Indonesia, it was closer to your field, so it was an advantage for you, I think.
Not really, because we only go once a year. So yeah, for that rally.
And 1998, there was a big step back from WRC, 2nd in Malaysia, but you won the championship in Thailand.
Yeah.
With Ford.
With Ford, yes.
It was just a shortcut.
Well, not really shortcut. In 1998, yeah. I did not drive international for Proton. They sent some other driver. They sent a younger driver, in my place. So I had so much of free time. So that year, I drove the Malaysian Championship, I drove the Thai Championship, and I drove the Indian Championship. So I did a lot of rallies that year. The best car I've ever driven is the Ford Escort Cosworth, because it's a proper built rally car. That time Group A car, fantastic car. When the car was a 1994 model, I drove it in 98. That car was built actually for Juha Kankkunen. So Juha Kankkunen first drove it when it was brand new for 1 year, I think. And then the car was sold to Thailand. And yeah, So I won the championship. I won every rally in that car. That car is, I mean, you cannot believe how easy it is to drive this purpose-built cars.
It was the seven speed?
6-speed H pattern. 6-speed H pattern. And for first time for me to drive a left-hand drive because I'm always driving right hand.
How big was the difference?
I went testing, practice for a while. Okay, but because
Changing the gear.
I always change here, and my handbrake is here. So many times I hit the door, and then I got the blue-black here and things like that. But it was actually so easy to drive, and you cannot believe the brakes are so good. You can brake very late, and the suspension is so good. All the rough is nothing. You just go through. But the Group N car, the rough, you have to slow down.
Yeah, sure.
You have to avoid. So big difference. And the acceleration, of course, 6-speed coast ratio. And I was driving the car with one hand, So easy to drive that car.
Crazy.
Unbelievable. I really enjoyed that year in Thailand, driving that car.
But in 2000, you got a new car, which was similar with the Evo 6, which came to the WRC in 1999.
Yes.
You get it in 2000. There was any differences between the Mitsubishi and the Proton version?
No, it's basically the same car.
Basically the same one.
Yeah. Because our Proton cars were basically Mitsubishi as well. The cars we sold to the public. Yeah.
In 2000, you finished the Asia Pacific in the second position overall, which is also huge. It was showing to me you will be a champion one day, and we don't get to waiting too much time because next year you won the...
I won, next year I won, I think, in 2002 or so, I think I won.
2001 also won the
2001, 2002, 2004.
4, yeah.
2003, I did not win because I did not compete in one event. And I lost the championship by 1 point.
Wow.
Yeah, because money is always a problem, so we missed the first event. Yeah. So, but then we managed to get the money for the remaining events, but we lost by 1 point the championship.
I cannot believe how big achievement is to win an Asia Pacific because I know it's huge. You won 3 times. How was the feeling on the first win, and how was the feeling when you did it 3 times?
Well, of course, the first time you're very happy because it's always the first time you're very, very proud and happy, right? You are also happy with yourself because you achieve. But at the same time, I must say, the co-driver is very important. So my co-driver from 1996 until 2005 was Alan O, the same. Mr. Alan O, very good co-driver, and so we were very good combination. Yeah, so we achieved a lot locally and also international. The two of us, we achieved a lot. Yeah.
Was it hard to protect your championship title in APRC? Because when I won the ERC in 2013, won again in 14 was much, much harder. What was your feeling when you won one time and you had to win again?
Well, for me, the pressure is mostly from the team. From the boss, the boss say, "Oh, now you've already won. This year you should win again. No problem."
It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Of course, the bosses don't know how difficult it is. So yeah, that's the kind of pressure you get from And my boss is very funny. So you must win, but you mustn't crash the car.
Thank you.
So it's very difficult.
Mostly the best year of your rallying career was the 2002.
Yes.
We missed it from the line, but we not missed it because this was your first full year of production cup in WRC. You won 2 times, Safari and Cyprus. And you will be APRC champion, it's okay, but you win your first full WRC production championship, which is, it's huge, it's congrats.
We had 6 rallies for the WRC. I won 2, I finished 3rd in the 3, and 1 I did not finish, DNF.
Yeah.
My gearbox in New Zealand, the gearbox input shaft, from the start of the stage, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pop. Wow. But anyway, still we won the championship.
Who was your main contender in that times?
Guy, one I think from Italy, 2 guys from Finland. There was Steve Blomqvist from Sweden. There was Ramon Ferreiros from Argentina. A few from Italy.
And from
Italy.
Arai from Japan.
Arai from Japan, yes. And they had done
with the official Subaru.
It's all Subaru team, and for them was like already third year, but for me it was the first year. So I was very proud that I achieved that in the first year.
I think so. I think so. Which was the most valuable championship title of yours? The production WRC or any of the overall APRCs?
Definitely the production WRC, because the competition is much higher. You know, every driver is very high level, you know, yeah. Yes.
Favorite race in that time? Because I saw you started as much as possible in New Zealand.
Yes.
That was the favorite?
New Zealand, the roads, any driver, a rally driver will love New Zealand roads. It's really fantastic roads. You really enjoy, you know, driving. Finland,
just flying,
you know, really nice. You know, I think Finland was a very new experience because very high speed and too many jumps. You know, and I was very lucky not to roll my car because there was one corner I used 10-1. My pace note is from 10-1, so 10 is almost straight. So I had a crest left 7. Okay, but because you come fast, the car is already off the ground and the corner is already coming and the two wheels are already in the ditch. And I just continued to power and came out.
The left 7 is 5th gear?
Left gear, 4th gear.
4th gear.
4th gear. So yeah, very lucky, you know. Yeah.
What happened in 2005? Because I read some articles, there was some financial problems with some transportation problem. Let's explain, because you mentioned several times the Proton era finished in 2005.
Yes.
What happened?
Actually, the team was run by the distributor. So Petronas Eon. Eon is the distributor of the Proton cars. So in 2005, they lost their distributorship. Lost their distributorship. So they said, why should we no more promoting Proton because we cannot sell the cars anymore. So they closed the motorsports department. So all of us had, you know, the mechanics, the co-drivers, the drivers, everybody, no job.
And it's in the middle of the season.
Yes, and middle of the season, and our car was stuck in New Zealand, and I had to pay for everything. So I had to sell my apartment to pay the shipping back cost and the what do you call the storage costs, you know. So yeah, a lot of loss of money there. So,
but your passion is not finished at that point, because you are getting back to the rally cars in 2007 and 8 with the Evo 8.
Yeah, I bought the car myself. It was my own car. Bought the car. I got some sponsors, but then I bought the car and I drove it for I think 2 or 3 years, and I won.
And you won all the Malaysian championships.
Yes, all the championships.
Was it good? Because I drove several times the Evo 8, and this was not my favorite one. My favorite, the Evo 6. I had 2 of them.
Yeah. Evo 6 is, I think, because the Evo 8, too many electronics, you know.
Yeah.
And the sensors are very important. If the sensors become dirty, then the computer also becomes, you know, a bit confused. Yeah. So it does get some funny handling. You get the car. Yeah. But otherwise, the Mitsubishi, yes, to me, is very reliable, very strong. The engine, the gearbox is very strong. Yeah.
And then in 2009, you became again Malaysian champion, but with the Satira Neo S2000. So you had a chance to drive after the turbo engine, again an aspirated, which car, the S2000, was unique from FIA, because it was very high revs, sequential again, good, the weight, the suspension was perfect, built for rallying. How was the Satira Neo?
Well, when I drove it, actually the car was still under development. So it wasn't so easy to drive. It was actually quite difficult. The suspension wasn't right. The car was too low. And because it was just brand new, that I'm still under development, there was a lot of heat coming in the car. You know, temperatures getting high. The exhaust becomes so hot that the paint in the car is melting. You know, so the kind of problems we had, and overheating and things like that. But gradually, of course, they improved the car. They changed the suspension. They went and got Riger, and Riger is fantastic. So the car became, after that, it became a championship-winning car. It won the APRC championship. I think in 2011 they won the APRC championship, but with different drivers, with Alistair McRae and Chris Atkinson. Yeah.
There wasn't any plans to get back the international field with the Satira Neo?
Once Eon was no more in the picture, the Eon Motorsport, Proton took over the marketing and the rally, and then a new owner bought Proton, and then they stopped motorsport again. So that's what happened to me a few times, Yeah, I joined Proton again in 2011 until 2015. Then a Chinese company bought in 2016, and until today, completely stopped. Nothing. No more rally. Nothing.
But they sell the Proton cars.
They're selling the cars, but no motorsport. No motorsport. And our cars are still there in the motorsports department, in the workshop. All the beautiful cars are still there.
Wow.
Yeah. What a waste. I mean, it's very sad.
Yeah. Your last overall win was 2022, so it's only 2 years from now, with the Gen 2.
Yes.
Which is completely new for me because we never know that car. So let's introduce the Gen 2. What's that?
Okay, it's a Proton
Gen 2.
I know,
okay.
Proton Gen 2. It's this car, they have a 1.3 and a 1.6. Okay, this one, because we were going to modify it for rally. So bought a 1.3, and underneath is what you would like to hear. It's full Evo 6.
Wow.
Yes.
With a 1.3 engine?
Yeah. No? The engine is out.
Everything is out?
Everything out.
You put it on, put it underneath the Evo 6.
Evo 6 engine, gearbox, everything. Yeah.
Was it good?
Riger suspension. It's very good. I'm still driving it actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll be driving it in October in Malaysia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any plans for rallying?
Of course.
I love this
for sure, definitely.
Tell me.
Well, I'm still trying to get sponsors. I'm trying to get a R5. Okay. Maybe we cannot buy a brand new one. We buy a used one. So planning to go APRC again.
Oh, not just in Malaysia, APRC.
No, APRC. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe I will hope next year we can do that.
What is the situation financially in the region at the moment? You have chance to do that?
I think situation is not a problem. It's just whether, people, they are rich companies, but it's very difficult to get them to sponsor you. They have no interest in things like that. Yeah. But I think it is improving now. I'm getting some support from the Ministry of Sports. Not getting money from them, but they are like...
behind you,
behind me, and
help with the big
support, like a supporting letter, support this man, things like that.
And if it's R5, which is your favorite?
I would say the Skoda is very good. Yeah, it has been proven. It's very, even the Skoda has been there for so long, the R5, and the new one is also much, is still winning. It's always winning. Yeah. But now they have the new Toyota Yaris R5 also. So I don't know, maybe. Because I prefer right-hand drive, because of course I'm driving right-hand drive. So yeah, the plans are there. Yeah,
perfect. Separate from the rallying, we are in Hungary. Tell us, the Hungarian viewers, why you are here, and what is your connection with Hungary?
Okay, my wife is Hungarian. Okay, yes, my wife actually came to Asia 15 years ago. So we are married. And she's been in Malaysia for 11 years. And I've never been to Hungary before. So, I should come, right? My mother-in-law is here. So we came to visit, and that's why I'm here, because my wife and my mother-in-law, very nice lady, we are staying with her while we are here. And we have been doing a lot of traveling. And I must say, the country is so beautiful. The scenery is fantastic. We went to, I think, northeast, up about 250 kilometers to my mother-in-law's hometown. I think a small town called Enche or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, beautiful. Along the way, the scenery and everything. And we went seeing the castles and all this, the buildings are so beautiful. So, yeah, very beautiful country. And surprisingly, I like the food as well. Yeah. Food is, I'm eating a lot actually. I'm putting on some weight. Only 1 week I'm here, and I'm already told my wife, I said I'm eating too much. Yeah.
Okay, but you are a racing driver and you are not cheating yourself. So today you are coming from a race. Tell some details about this Budapest Classics.
This is my first time for this kind of a race. This is not a fast race, but it was very interesting because there's some kind of challenges you have to go through. And I'm driving a Peugeot 404. Thanks to Mr. Thomas. The car belongs to Mr. Thomas, and he offered it to me, and so that's why I'm here. And today, actually, we've been moving since 9 o'clock in the morning, and we have seen a lot of all around Budapest and a bit of outside. We also went to the Hungarian, and we did a little bit of the track. So yeah, it was fantastic because again we saw a few castles, we saw the track and the greenery and everything. Yeah, fantastic.
Tamás has a very beautiful collection of classic cars.
Fantastic.
What was the feeling when you were jump again to a Peugeot 404, which was your first?
Very nostalgic, of course, and that is why I think Thomas gave me the car, because he knows my first car was my father's Peugeot 404. Yeah.
Karam, this is the beautiful end of our conversation. Thank you very much to having us.
Thank you.
Köszönjük nektek is, hogy itt voltatok, és természetesen folytatódik majd a History. Nem ígérem meg, hogy mindig egy világbajnok jön külföldről, de lesznek még magyar arcok is. Tartsatok majd akkor is velünk, sziasztok!
Ha játék és internet, irány a játéknet! Modell és hobbi, a modellautóbázis. Reklámépítészeti megoldások a G-Ban Partners Kft-től. Progép Voldex Kft. Professzionális élelmiszeripari megoldások. Támogatónk a Data Expert. Adatokat csak tiszta forrásból.